Ooh. Am I lagging? Is my computer about to crash? Why am I lagging? My GPU is maxed out. Uh-oh. I'm in the middle of transcoding a 4K video down to 1080p, and apparently it's not playing nice with the rest of my computer. How quick am I moving? Shh. Check out the frames per seconds on this video. No? Yeah? Woo! Boop. Boop. Ooh, that is laggy. What do you do when you're in the middle of trying to stream and your GPU is at 100% utilization? Do you accept your fate that no one is watching? Do I stop the transcode? Can it be paused? Wait a minute. How's my transcode increasing the size of my video? Alright, alright. I gotta stop this while we're ahead of the game here. Let's stop. Job canceled. Okay. So that should free up my GPU. And we should have... Hey, I'm not lagging anymore. Check it out. I can move quick. I can do this. Feel like I'm Naruto. Cool. Now that that's not busted, what was I doing? It's almost starting to look like a game. Almost. It's more like a simulation right now, I think. But we're almost there. We're so close. I gotta figure out what to do about stealth enemies, I guess. What is this song? It's World of Warcraft, apparently. Oh, all right. So there's the boss has appeared. I really got to fix that. So the boss has appeared. So we can shoot at him now. My missile isn't being picked up anymore. So it shows up as this giant circle. I don't know if you can see that. But it's no longer a missile. So that's an issue. Curious and curiouser. So technically, I have planned on working on implementing the aircraft state, especially for the enemies, I think, and decision logic. And that's basically going to come down to, like, how does an enemy aircraft approach the player to shoot at them, to get in range to shoot at them, to fly away, to move defensively if they are being shot at, all that fun stuff. My suspicion is I want to use some kind of behavior tree But I don't know if I want to be that involved, at least at the start of this. I just want to get something up and running. Because I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sold on Godot as my solution for developing a game. I'm running into, I don't know if I'd call it bottlenecks, because like even if you wrote something from scratch, a bottleneck would be that you have to implement everything from scratch. So I'm not sure about that. So I'm not sure. That's a decision I'll think about on my own time. So for now, a very simple behavior tree or state machine, I guess, which will be like engaging, shooting, defending, avoiding, something like that. Hey, Isabel. Okay, that's a pretty good joke. You got me. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. That's. You're not wrong. You are not wrong with there. So I think before I do the implementation stuff, I need to clean up some player controls with my keyboard here so that when I zoom in and out, I don't constantly move my cursor. So I guess I don't know how to drive the cursor. I think it's going to be velocity-based movement based on my mouse. So if I go to controller.gd, where we're handling everything, I think I can do like a right click and hold, capture the starting position of the mouse pointer, and then based on how much it moves, move the cursor that many pixels. Well, the cursor speed's 200. So that's basically what I need to do. I need to convert mouse velocity to command cursor. And you implement a solution in controller.gd to drive the command cursor from the mouse. When the mouse right click button is pressed and held, the cursor will move in the velocity vector of the mouse's start position and current position. This will be normalized with and a See, I have a cursor update system that updates its motion. So I think that's already, gosh darn it, I think that's already handling. Why is it doing cursor? So this is already handling speed relative. So it does axis. So the axis value is the acceleration, right? Is it acceleration times time is distance, I think? Oh, wait a minute. No, speed is... Okay, so axis is 0 to... Okay, yeah, so I just need to create a value from -1 to 1 using the mouse. This will be normalized from -1 to 1. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. This will be normalized from to either -1 or 1, depending on the axis direction. This value will then be set to command cursor dot axis x and command cursor dot axis y. You know, sometimes I wonder if I spend more time writing a paragraph for the LLM than actually doing the math myself. But it's too much fun. Because I'm always curious to see what it'll produce. And see if it figures out any context that I forgot to give it. But anyway, I am so tempted to write this game in C++, just because I like C++. And it's what I'm most comfortable with and familiar with. Because I spend a lot of time navigating the intricacies of Godot and its resource system and bouncing between its editor and my text editor. Whereas it'd be really nice to just be able to do this all in one ecosystem. I've also considered doing something like Dart and Flutter, but I'm not as comfortable or familiar with that, so I'm not sure. Looks good. Let me validate. Okay, so let's see what it actually did here. So on process, it'll create a new cursor command with a cursor ID. If mouse drag is active, which is a Boolean, then it gets the mouse viewport position minus the drag start, and then does delta X and delta Y. What is sine? I'm assuming that you don't know what that is. Sine returns the same type of variant as X with -1 for negative values, 1 for positive values, and 0 for zeros. For nan value, what? Okay, so -6 returns 1, 6 returns 1. But what does it do? It doesn't normalize though, does it? Like what if you pass in a 0.5? It's still going to be -1. Returns -1 if X is -1, if X is positive, 0 if X is 0 for now. So it's literally just giving me the sign. I don't think this is right. I think the LLM got this wrong. I don't think that's right. Let me verify. Wouldn't delta, does this have like a normalize function? Normalize? Normalized? And if it's normalized, what does this do? Returns the result of scaling the vector to unit length equivalent to v over v dot length. So that should preserve sign, I think. So I think I just, oops. I think I'll just get rid of this. All right, so if mouse drag active, do this. Otherwise, get the values of the inputs. Speed is 200. All right, let's see what happens. Check it out. There we go. Oh, it just occurred to me no one can see this. See, this is why I am considering dumping Godot. If I want to stream what I'm actually developing, I think it would be cooler to see this in C++ and all on one screen. There we go. All right, so now I can just right click, hold the mouse. So now I can do this. Awesome. Okay. So now I can get rid of whatever it's called. The key bindings for the arrow. Player cursor left, up, right, down. Player cursor left will no longer be cursor right, cursor up, cursor down. Oh yeah. All right. Let's see what this looks like now. So now I can zoom in and out, and the cursor won't move, and then I can go latch on something. I can zoom in and out, and the cursor stays latched. All right, we're already making lots of progress. I think that is... that is commit worthy. All right. Ooh, did I start this on a new branch? I did not. You guys can't let me get away with that. That's number 90. Number 90. Boom. Are we looking good? How are we looking? I recentered, updated the camera. All that looks good. Okay. What am I doing? Implement. If event is mouse right pressed, drag is active is true. Okay. Implement mouse cursor control via mouse. Okay. That's one quality of life improvement. Let's see what else we're dealing with here. I think the other thing I want to do here is getting rid of these massive values. Because I think I effectively want to do this under the order of magnitude of kilometers versus meters. So that means I think this needs to be basically divided by 1,000 and rounded up to a whole number. So I'll do that. There's a label angle. Somewhere we set the text. But I'll be damned if I remember where that's at. Doesn't look like it's here. All right, gotta open up Godot again. That's the other thing I don't like about Godot, or I'm starting to really not like about Godot, is hunting and trying to find where I set values in properties versus where I set values in scripts. It's almost where, like, maybe I should just do scripts, you know? Scripts only. The scripts will add their children. The scenes won't. The scripts will define the textual values, not the properties. I already forgot what I was looking for. What am I looking for, people? I'm looking for... All right. I'm not that old. I can remember what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? I opened this for a reason, talking about input values. This is terrible. Label text. Jeez, come on, people. You are not helping me out one bit. All right, so how do I fix this? Label range inner. Okay, so the text is set right here, which is radius divided by zoom times value. What is value? Update range labels. Is the range scale? What is range scale? Set range scale? Keeps track of the range scale. Whenever this changes, this node should handle updates of child nodes, such as range labels. Is that true? Okay, so maybe it's ring outer, because I'm basically saying a pixel is a meter. So maybe that's what this is. What's radius? Because what I really need to do is limit how much you can zoom in and out. Let me do that first. That should be an easier one. So if I go to Briarthorn, there should be like a zoom. Yeah, there's a zoom in and zoom out. And the zoom should really be... What's the default zoom? 1.0? What is this default to? 420? 500. 500, 210, which would be like 0.5. So I need to start the zoom. I have to change how I do this. Because I want... Let's say I want to start with 40 and 80 kilometers. So that means I have to, in order to get to 80, I would have to figure out... Oh, man. I'd have to figure out what percentage this radius is of the display, which is 420 over 540, and take that percentage. Can I define a zoom? I almost need to do that. Does my world object have a zoom level? Or camera? My camera has zoom. Do I use it? Not really. Let's say I start zoom at 2. What happens? Oh, I need to go the other way. Opposite way, people. 0.25. So is that like 1,000? 2,000. So I almost need to do that. But I need it to be 80. Which is like what? Let's do half of that. So this is 4,000. So I need half of that, which is what? 0.625? 0625. There's 8,000. Now I need to go one order of magnitude further. And this is how you go even further beyond. All right, 80,000. But see, that's 80,033. That's not right. Oh, that's not right. My mom is trying to get her 5,000 steps in. I think I'm at 490, 4,000, 4,991 steps for the day. It's not bad. Could do more. But it was raining. Okay, Aaron. How do we do this? So I do know the label text needs to be divided by 1,000, rounded up. Now how do we do that in Godot? Looks like integers how you would do that. So let's do all right, that worked. Worked kind of well, actually. I just need it to, like... I need to get this 33 to be a 40. So the inner radius is not correct. I think I know why. Because the inner radius is set to... Oh, 0.385. Should be at 50%. Is that why? No, that didn't do anything. Why'd that not do anything? Range rings, inner radius ratio is 0.5. But I think the issue is it might be 0.5. No, that should work. Hmm. Heck yeah, the best viewers possible. Let's go. Can't go wrong with the best viewers possible. I mean, it's looking kind of cool. All right. I just got to figure out why this isn't. Yeah, that should be 33. It's not right. Oh, now it's at 26. Wait a minute. That did do something. $33. There we go. Now we got something. There we go. All right, so this is in kilometers. Okay, I'm looking at this guy out here. It says he's about to pass 40. As soon as he does, I want to make sure when I zoom out, he's on 40 still. Okay, we're crossing 40. Boom, he's crossing 40. Crossing 40. All right, so that looks... Oh, excuse me. That looks good. I really need to add stuff on the ground or something so that there is like some idea of motion happening. Okay, cool. That looks better. I want to save that. Before I forget though, let's add a comment explaining why I did that. Briarthorn. All right. So we'll do that. Let's format. GD format. GD let. I need to add a comment to range rings as well. Okay. Now, I also think before I do this, we should... I don't want to go... You don't want to zoom out forever. So I think 320 would be the maximum. And 10 would be the minimum. So I got to figure out what that is. As a factor. Whoops, hit the wrong button here. I don't need Visual Studio. All right. Let's see here. So if I want to limit, what is, I guess the question is, what is 1 over, is it 160? 1 over 0.00625 is 160. Okay, so I want a const zoom max to be float equals, and I want it to be 320. So that's going to be 1 divided by 320, which is 003125. 003125. So then a float min, ooh, What is that? Float min, I want 1/10. So it's just 0.1. Oh, but that's the maximum. No, I need to do 20. 1/20 is what? 0.05? 05. Constant name not valid. Oh, do I? I hate this about. Whatever. All right. So I have a zoom max and a zoom min, which. Is it the other way around? Like, should. Oh, wait, this should be 003. Because that almost looks like that's the smaller number. That, oh man, that's going to be so confusing. You know what? This will be min. Because zoom is just the factor. So I will. Oh, nope, wrong way, wrong way. So I will do this. Zoom in, zoom max. So then when we zoom in and out, range in, we will do the number increases. So it can't go past zoom max, whatever smaller. Okay. If we do that, I should then be able to run the game. And we will limit. Okay. Not quite right. 160. It limits at 160. That is not quite right. So the current zoom is 006. Why did it do that? 1 divided by 0.003125 is 320. So zoom in is 320. Oh, is it? I could flip this. I could use the whole numbers over 1. I think the issue is some kind of rounding issue that is not allowing us to hit the final value. So I could have an array of valid values, and we're not allowed to go past the last array or go past the first array, and then have a counter. Okay, wait a minute. So let's try something else. Let's do var valid ranges equals array int. And the valid ranges are 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 320. 10's not a valid range, actually. So those are the valid ranges. Our range index starts at 0, 1, 2. So that makes sense. So now, valid ranges, range index. So now down here, instead of this, I want zoom equals 1 over valid ranges index. And if we range in, so we're zooming in, then it's -1. So this becomes zoom out +1. It's saying range index is either 0. So this prevents it from going below 0, I think. So I like that. And this prevents it from going past. Okay. All right, let's try that. Everything's gone wrong. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Integer division, decimal part will be discarded. Oh. So I need to, what do I need to do? So I want to do 1.0, 1.0. Will that do anything? Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're at 8040. That's not working. Why is that not working? It's like stopping at... Maybe I have the wrong assumptions here. Maybe it should be 40, 640, 0, 1, 2. Ten 20, 320, 161. That's not right either. '80, 160, 161. This stupid game. Also wondering if I even need the zoom levels. I could simplify this game a lot by just doing away with zooming in and out. And just play at a standard range. But then it starts to lose that, like, radar feel. That guy! They're coming to shoot me! I think this is good enough for now. I'll worry about that 161 later. I could always cheat and knock off a 1. I really don't know why it's doing that. I probably have to redo the rings, honestly. Okay. So what all did I do here? Okay. Okay. So now I need flight dynamics. And before I do that, though, I think I have to implement a slower rate of turn. So right now, everyone can kind of turn on a dime, which isn't ideal. It's causing some issues. And one of my coworkers, have gotten something up, but I don't know if he ever created a merge request. Okay, he didn't. All right, so I know what I need. Let's start a new prompt here. I need to implement a turn rate for system motion calculations. Currently, entities and players can turn way too fast. Their turn rate in degrees per second should be dictated by their maneuver stat. We need to define this mapping to have somewhat realistic aircraft maneuvering. A maneuver of 0 means the aircraft can't turn? And a maneuver of 10 means 0.1 degree per second. Go. And then that should create me the mapping I need to tweak to adjust how fast these things are turning. Some realistic reference points. Cargo bomber low maneuver 1 to 3 degrees per second. Fighter jet is 20 to 30 degrees per second. Current map maneuver 63 degrees per second. 72. At 0.1 degrees per second, maneuver 10, a full 360 turn takes 60 minutes. Yes, 0.1 maneuver. Wow, it called out what I was guessing at. It would take 60. That makes sense. You don't want a 60-minute turn rate. Maneuver 10 is 10 degrees per second. No, I like this. Fighter jet is 20 to 30 degrees per second. Is 1 to 3 degrees per second. I like that. Yep, there's the turn map I was expecting. I will say the one thing that's nice about LLMs is once you have your code architecture set up, it does a pretty good job of figuring out what it is you need and want. Let's see, enemy dark fighter. So the dark fighter should probably be at least at the player level. Did you see the increase in token costs? Oh, I saw. I certainly saw. That's going to be interesting. I mean, it's coming, right? The companies, they need to make money. Businesses are probably hooked. So now it's time to up the cost, right? Now that they have users, they need to up the cost. It's just like what Netflix did, right? So anyone who has been using LLMs as a toy project or for a toy project, they're probably going to wean them away because it's too expensive for them to have a bunch of people just doing whatever they want with it. And so they're going to start charging business tier prices for some of this stuff. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Having used this for a minute, I'm still not 100% sure when I should use a more expensive one versus a cheaper one. And so I bounce between. Usually I pick the higher one if I think the context requires my entire repo. Let's see what this did. Okay, so it created... Oh, I already have a turn map. Wait, do I already have this in place? Oh, this is embarrassing. Did I just tell the AI to implement something I already have? So I have a turn map. Steering... Oh my god. All right. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. Let me check. Okay, that's a much better turn. All right, I need to see how this impacted the big old boss. What do you think? My my game is starting to look a little cleaner. Doesn't quite look like a game yet. It looks more like a simulation. But we'll get there. I'm going to start adding I'll get some health bars and stuff added. I got the boss shooting a laser beam at me. I just got to get him to appear because he starts off kind of out here. He's stealthy, so I don't see him yet. Oh, there he is. Get him. Shoot a missile at him. I think I have a bug because my missile doesn't appear as a missile anymore. It appears as like as a blob. My missile's a blob. And I don't know why. Actually, I wonder if I can figure that out real quick. It shouldn't appear as a blob. I appreciate your positive feedback. That makes me feel a little better. Yeah, it's a struggle, right? Because I don't want the game to look like every other game ever made, right? Building a video game is tough. Building a game that is fun is even tougher. And then building a game that is unique enough to catch people's attention and not so unique that people are like, oh, what is this? I don't want to touch this. It's like, how in the world? Okay, they are definitely turning slower. So I have the enemy players scripted now to keep their distance from the main player. So if they get too close, they start to fly away because the idea is in air combat, you're flying to get close enough to shoot at something, and then you want to turn to get away so that they don't shoot at you back. And so the enemies are set up to do that. And then the boss guy here, his job is to get behind me, and I'm going to go ahead and turn now so that he can. But his job is to get behind me, and then when he does, once he's close enough, I think it's within 20... Okay, so it should happen soon. I'm going to slow down. when he's like within 20 or 15,000 meters, he's gonna start to line up a laser beam on me. And it's super simple graphics. I have not made this pretty yet. I'll worry about making it more pretty down the road. Actually, can I just... Yeah, that works. Okay. And he has to get his nose... It's like within a 10... I think a 10 degree field of view for him to shoot at you. So he has to really get lined up. I'm going to move the cursor. Oh, there it goes. Now, there's something going on here. I need him to stop doing that. He, like, tried to shoot. I think it might be because I'm not moving. But he definitely should have been able to shoot me. There it is. I don't have any effects for damage applying or anything like that. Oh, he's getting ready to shoot another beam at me. And I should be able to, like, dodge out of the way. Yep. So I think I probably need to increase his field of view, because right now 10 degrees isn't much. Maybe I'll try 20. I just don't know why he keeps turning. There we go. All right, so he shot once. Now he's shooting again. So every time it flashes like that, that's him doing another shot. So that's kind of the idea of the first engagement, is you're going to be trying to avoid this guy getting behind you to blast you. And maybe it's not even getting behind you. Maybe I should just have him try to blast you. So you'll have one guy who's like chasing you down, while these guys are kind of sitting at a distance, pot-shotting you, right? Shooting missiles at you that you have to dodge or avoid. I'm thinking of adding obstacles that you can kind of fly behind to avoid getting, like, to avoid missiles hitting you, kind of thing. If I do that, maybe this game becomes more real-time than turn-based. Because then it allows the player to actually, like, fly their aircraft. Oh, what did I do? I hit the wrong button. There we go. All right, so this is with... Is my controller... oh no, now my controller's not working. The cursor works. Ooh, it's not latching. I think I broke my game. No matter. Okay. So I like that. The turn rate is better. I need to fix... I need to fix the weapon's field of view, I think. So I have an ion cannon. It's a max range of 20,000 meters. Definitely needs to do more damage. I think it's a... Is there a fire? I thought there's like a fire system, a fire rule. There is a fire rule. How do I... Dark fighter. Maybe it's on him. Dark fighter. Fire rule. Field of view, 10 degrees. Let's make it 20 degrees. Tail cone degrees is 40. That's fine. Cooldown of 1 second. Charge duration of 5 seconds. So all this can be tweaked to change the behavior of the game. Let's... If I hit play, does that show up? It does not show up. Okay. Tail cone of 40. If I did 360, does that mean I can shoot from any direction? Let me try that real quick. Hail cone of 360. So that means as soon as the boss gets within 20,000 meters at any direction, it should start firing on me. You know, I set myself a goal of getting this engagement up and running by the end of this month, and it just occurred to me it's the end of this month. I've got until tomorrow. So I need to get health bars added to these guys and make sure have the enemy shoot missiles at me. All right. We are 40 kilometers out, so we're slowly getting there. I'll need to make, yeah, I think I want to make this kind of challenging too, right? Especially if I'm going to let this play real time. So there's got to be more going on besides like aircraft coming to shoot at you. Maybe you have some kind of objectives or something you need to pick up along the way. You need to dodge debris. I don't know. It's got to be something. Or I need to make this more informational, so a lot more detail the user has to read and ingest before the engagement happens. How fast did those guys turn away from me? I wasn't paying attention. They need to turn away slower. Okay, it is turning slower because they're fighters. I could make I should make a couple of them bombers. Oh, it's still trying to get behind me. Right, because he has a maneuver that has him try to get behind me, so that doesn't matter. So I'm going to turn. I have an idea for one of the aircraft classes I can't wait to try and implement. I think it's going to be freaking awesome. I think it's going to be difficult to implement. Oh, that's so much better. That makes so much more sense. Oh, he hit my wing. Boom, dodged it. Oh god. I can only turn so fast. Dodged it. oh, I'm dead. I can't move. Ha! I also need a display or something that lets you know that you died. That's funny. Okay, so that's working. I like that a little better. Let's push that up. So I forgot what I was going to say. So there. Don't need close all this. No, I am actively working on a ticket here. I need to stop losing focus. I'm getting close to having a real gameplay moment here, and I'm getting excited, and so I want to like do all the cool stuff. But before I do the cool stuff, I got to get some of the boring stuff done, which is enemy aircraft movement. Is it this one? Which one am I working on? Is it 90? All right, add AI state transition between pattern flight and attack opportunities. Enemy steering decisions are driven through maneuver or state data rather than scene script one-offs. AI can transition between cruise pattern behavior and attack behavior without breaking movement. Generic enemies can return to pattern behavior after an attack attempt completes. So I know how I kind of want to implement this, but the question is going to come down to the Godot way of implementing this, because I can continue to extend the maneuver capabilities and kind of use that as my state machine. And so I could have a maneuver defined for general flying and waiting or idle time, a maneuver defined for attack where you're specifically flying towards a target to shoot at it, a maneuver for defense to fly away from a target that has shot at you or that is getting too close to you, or defensive maneuver. Maybe one of those 4 aircraft actively tries to intercept a missile to protect the boss. Oh, that would be interesting. Oh, would that be cool? Because that would force the player to have to deal with them. Because I still want to reward the player for defeating the boss and not killing these guys. So that requires you using your defensive abilities and maneuver abilities to keep yourself alive. Oh man, I'm flowing with ideas. I just need to start implementing. Um right. What do we do? Because I can be like, you basically need a condition. And when a condition is met, you transition to a new state. So it's like as they're flying towards the player, when they are within a range, shoot. That's a condition, right? So once this condition is met, shoot. Then transition to the next state, which is maneuver away. And like be on the lookout for the player shooting at the boss, right? So it's like you almost need like a defensive maneuver with an assignment. That defensive maneuver, you have a target, which is who you are defending. So then I want to watch and observe whenever a weapon is fired on the target. The defensive maneuver needs to be aware of those weapons. And it's like, hey, if I have any missiles available, I'll try and shoot your missile out of the sky. If I can't, I will put my body in front of it. So that's a behavior. That's almost like a what do you call that? Where like you can like one enemy is aggressive, one enemy is apprehensive, another enemy is a trait, right? It's almost like a trait. I can tag entities with traits, behavioral traits, which will make them act a certain way based on the scenario they're in. All right, so this guy just bouncing back and forth left and right. That's weird. No, no. Oh, that was awesome. I totally dodged that. Woo! That was actually kind of panic inducing. I want to try. All right, why none of my missiles are launching, or I'm not seeing them. I think the problem is I'm not seeing them. So let's fix that. Because I think I probably won't see the missiles until they're out in front of me. There they are. Okay. So I got to figure out what's going on here. The missiles aren't showing up, and I also need anything that is fired from me needs to be in my track list. So what is that? Command fire weapon. All right, we're going cheap. 10% discount. Whenever a command fire weapon occurs, the entity a track needs to be added for the owning entity. That way, the shooter can always see what it fired. Ooh, I don't want to do it like this, though. You need to use a command. That's what I get for using a cheap LLM. It didn't know better. Let's see. Where do I do that? Sensor detection system. I need to do this. Observer target. Shooter, NAID. Is that all I need? Command dot. Does it have a category? Can I do that? It does not have a category. Okay. All right. So now I need to figure out why. No, don't do that. Undo. Don't be dumb. I need to figure out why the missile isn't showing up. Stop it, you stupid LLM. Stop. Just stop. You've done enough. You're wrong. You're just wrong. Let's see here. Godot engine. It's assigned with the missile scene. Weapon air missiles assign the missile type. Is it? Let's see. The missile type. Is it assigned? Oh, there. That's why. It's assigned unknown. It needs to be a missile. Wonder how that got screwed up. All right. Running it again. All right. Fire. There we go. Oh my god, the missile's huge. It's also not very fast. I feel like a missile should be really fast. All right, I fired out a bunch of missiles. That should all track their targets. Ooh, now I can shoot the boss out of the sky. And then I turn tail and run. I wonder if a almost like a particle trail would help show this thing moving. Oh, that missile timed out. Oh, that missile timed out. Yeah, they didn't make their targets. It took too long. That makes sense. Too far away. Okay. Well, I fixed the missiles at least. And they're also showing up a little big, so I don't know about that. Ensure missiles can be seen by the shooter. This is what I don't know about Godot. Is it has a way, I think it has a node that I can add to a player. I assume it has like a particle, CPU or GPU particles. 2D particle node used to create a variety of particle systems and effects. A CPU-based node used to create a variety of... C also, which provides the same functionality with hardware acceleration, but may not run on older devices. So if I add a GPU particle, what do I do? What is a sub-emitter? I can add a texture, time, drawing, visibility rect, lifetime. Ooh, trails, on. If compatibility render. Unlike GPR Particle 3D, the number of trails... You're saying the compatibility doesn't work? So if I did... Wait, what? What was the issue? Does that do anything? I think I want like a 1 second trail. 20 sections. 5 subdivisions. I don't know. Process material. I don't know. Local coordinates? No. I'm assuming, let's see. Let's try forward plus. Changing the render requires restarting the editor, save and restart. See what happens. Ooh, the text looks a little blurrier. I might have to look up how to do this. Player, particle trail. The material to process the particles is not assigned, so no behavior is imported. How do I do that? Is that like a, oh, particle process material. Sure. Lifetime randomness, particle flags, spawn, position, angle, velocity, Animated velocity, acceleration, gravity, linear. Oh my god. Sub-emitter. Okay. See what that looks like. Hey, look! That's kind of cool, I guess. It's not quite what I want. Yeah, it's not quite what I want. I want like a hmm. I don't want it as an offset. Emission shape point, sphere, box, point, directed point, ring. Let's try points. Oh god. I need a point texture, are you kidding me? Point. Singular. Emission shape scale. 12 by 12? See what that looks like. If anything. It still emits even when... Oh. I know why. Because my player isn't rotating, so the particles aren't... What happens if I do local chords? There we go. I almost need them to remember where I'd been. Hey there, that's almost looks like a... Now it just looks like an arrow. All right, I need them to remember where they're... What's this button? Toggle between maximum and base value spread models. I might have to look this up. Godot 2D particles trail. Oh, I can't watch video in VS Code. Dang it. Um, No, they're not doing. That's not what I want. I want a Godot, 2D, GPU particle trail. Put a sub emitter that sub emitter will trail enabled with trail enabled will be your effect. Put a sub. Okay. If you say so. So I have. What do I have? I have a GPU particles with a sub emitter. I don't understand. Is that right? Doesn't seem right. Ooh, no, you're not. Thank you for calling that out. What is happening? All right, you can see the black. Okay, that's supposed to be Godot, but Godot's being a jerk because Godot is stupid like that sometimes. How about now? Oh, now you see a gray box. Are you kidding me? Is that what you're seeing? A gray box? I mean, that's a little better than a black box, right? I wonder if it's the renderer that's doing that. Let me try compatibility again. Save and restart. That's weird. I had it on forward plus renderer and it was showing up as a black box. Okay, so it's saying to do a sub emitter, but I don't know how to do that. Particle trails are only available when using the forward plus or mobile renderer. Ooh, that's a good point. I could totally get you a white box. All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're trying to trick me. Isn't a white box the application crashing? Suspicious. All right, I'm gonna try and set it back to forward plus, see what happens. Save and restart. That's hilarious. The OBS can't capture the forward plus renderer of Godot, and I don't know why. All right, well, that settles that. I am not putting a particle effect on my player for now. I didn't want to anyway. Let's remove that. I'll actually, in all honesty, I'll have to look up and read about that to figure out how all that works. All right, so where are we at now? Do we see... Okay, so no one sees this. That makes sense. So I close this. Hit play. Now you should see the game. All right, sweet. So that shows up. That's good. Select our person to shoot. Fire a missile. Fly away. Let's shoot that guy as well. Okay. Yeah, I'll eventually want some kind of trail effect so you can kind of see the history of where you've flown. I think it'll also help give the user the idea that things are moving versus it looking kind of stationary. I really got to think about how I want to use these guys defensively. I guess I could have them start firing at me. Oh, there's the boss. Got to fire at the boss. There we go. Let's hightail it out of here. Okay. Okay. So right now the enemies are just designed to get close to you and then move away. What does that look like, actually? That is under system maneuver, I think. So I could turn this into a state machine, almost like, kind of like a behavior tree, I think, where you have a child, and if your condition is being met, or I guess you could have nested conditions, but this is going to get complicated really quick if I'm not careful. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, silly. I really just want a couple of states, and that is attack the player. When you're within range, shoot at the player. Fly away from the player after you've shot, and then defend the boss. And I think currently we have static resources that define how to shoot. It's called a fire rule. So this could almost be the conditions. So I could define common conditions for shooting, defending, call them rules. How it decides to determine if it's going to shoot a forward cone hit scan. I need to know if I am in the state to fly towards a player. I almost need like so if I have multiple states that I could potentially transition into. One is idle. Idle is you're not engaged in anything. Perform orbit slash formation maneuvers to stay near point of interest. And then all enemies are going to have a radar. Once they detect the player, they transition into an engagement state. Engagement. And this is where it's going to become like nested. So I guess during this idle state, it could... Oh man, I got to be careful. If I gave every entity in the game the ability to start scanning for the player even when it's not nearby, I guess that wouldn't be too bad if I only had them scan the one player. It becomes more of an issue if I want this to be dynamic. Then you end up with like an n squared problem. Oops. Idle engagement. So during the engagement, they actively have you in their radar. They are ready to shoot at you. Radar has picked up the player. Begin engagement maneuvers. Okay. So inside the engagement maneuvers, you're going to have a list. Well, during the engagement state, you're going to have a list of maneuvers, which is attack, fly towards target, use fire rules to launch weapons. Attack Survive? Survive. If after fire / if player gets too close, actively fly to avoid. Ooh, maybe this is two separate things. So after firing or after shooting, survival mode is perform maneuvers to avoid weapon attacks. Okay, so let me now that I'm typing this aloud, I'm realizing survive is actually activated when weapons observed to target self. So when weapons observed, so if it's able to pick up a weapon on its radar, it needs to maneuver to survive. When weapon observed to target self, fly away from enemy. Well, even this is going to have options, right? You could like fly away. You can try and put obstacle between attack. Shoot at weapon. This is where I was thinking like enemies could have tag traits. You could like accept that you're not going to survive and it's time to do a kamikaze attack into the player. But this is too much, right? For just a simple demo, I'm doing too much. And I got to remember I want to keep this simple. So let's simplify this. We can always build upon this later. So I do want the ability to fly at the player, shoot at him. That's a given. That has to happen. So fly towards the player, use fire rule to launch weapon. Survive, then, is really just going to be fly away from player if it gets too close or if shot at. Thinking things like formations where one ship requires a nearby ship in some state in order to do an action. Unique combos create emergent behavior. Yeah. One thing I thought of that I really like is, so in this game scenario that I'm developing, let me pull it up. Oh, why did it do that? Okay, yeah, you see it. So currently the idea is there's 4 generic enemy fighters coming at you, and there is a more stealthy boss who these 4 are working with. And my thought process is when these guys are like in a defensive state, they are either trying to shoot the missiles you're firing down or abilities that you're using, they're trying to stop. And if they can't, or they're out of items, oh, there's the boss. What I could do is I could like fire a missile at the boss, and then if one of these guys picks up the fact that there's a missile and no one can shoot it down or do anything to stop it, they sacrifice themselves to block this missile to keep the boss alive, right? And there's all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, and this game isn't intended to be super realistic because I will be doing, or I think I want to do some interesting class combinations, if you will. So like the bomber class, the fighter class, the drone class. So I thought about this yesterday, actually. I think I want the ability for you to control the swarm, which is going to be its own like class, and it's literally just going to be like little swarm of drones that fly collectively. And if you ever get like hit by something, it only damages parts of the drone cluster. And over time, you regenerate or rebuild the drones to reform your shape. And then maybe the drones can like mimic radar shapes to the enemies, things like that. Or because the one thing I think to do is you're going to be flying in formation with your own players, right? And so you'll have like the fighter class, the bomber class, the drone class, if you will, and some kind of like stealth striker class. And you use your different aircraft abilities for different scenarios. And one thing I thought the drone class could do is go defensive maneuver, and it just like spreads out and encircles the rest of your team to kind of try and intercept weapons. So it acts as like a defensive shield, that kind of thing. So very not realistic, but we'll see. Step one is just getting something simple up and running. Preferably before this guy blasts a laser beam at me, which I think is about to happen. Oh my god. Whew. Ooh, avoided that. All right. Let's All right, is he still trying to turn right? He shouldn't be trying to turn right. He should be turning towards me. I definitely have some bugs to work out for the enemy. Why is he flying away from me? Oh, is he too close? That might be possible. We are only 10 kilometers away from each other. About to be 20. Oh, he's coming in for the kill. I don't think my missile's going to reach because it times out after 60 seconds. Ooh, is he going to get... Is he going to get blown up? But yeah, you can kind of see, like, at great distances, the missile takes a little bit of time to get there, so you could... Oh, it timed out. You could get these guys to, like, jump in front of it to take one for the team, if you will. I'm trying to get the boss to shoot at me! Nope, we're good. We're good. I'm not panicking about my own game that I wrote. Nope, we're good. See? Oh, okay. I gotta figure out how to stabilize him. He's really struggling to line his shot up on me. There it goes. Oh, he's really wanting to. Bam. So if the boss ever manages to get this shot off, I think that's really just gonna kill the player or do a significant amount of damage. So I really want to make this an engaging combat. So fly towards the target, use fire rules to launch weapons. Fly away from the player if it gets too close or if shot at. Oh, what do you want? My cat's here. He always comes by to say hi. Hey, what are you doing? What? I fed you, so I don't know what your deal is. Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I bumped into the mic. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's definitely a preliminary. I do want to make it like more grand to represent how much damage it's going to do to the player, but it's a start. Survive, fly away from the player if it gets too close or if shot at. I feel like I wanted to do 4 states, but maybe I should just do 2 to keep it simple. You either fly towards the player to shoot at it, or you fly away if it gets too close. Maybe that's what I do. Keep it simple. So I already have the enemy players doing that. They fly towards me and they fly away, but they aren't shooting at me. So I need to give them that fire rule, I think. All right. So I have an AI fire system for launching weapons, but I don't remember. Is it just doing my laser beam? Command fire beam. All right, watch this. So because I've already got some of this already implemented, I can have the LLM look at it and implement the weapon. Oh, the weapon launch. Can you look at type fire rule and system AI? What did I call it? System AI fire. And implement a rule for launching missiles. I want to assign these fire rules. I want to assign the fire rule to the enemy entities so that they launch missiles at the player when flying towards it. I feel like I'm going to need a little bit more state management implemented before it can realistically do this well. Okay. Now I have enough context. The plan. Add forward cone missile kind to type fire rule. Implement the missile branch. Embed fire rule sub resource. All right, so if the rule is forward cone missile and negates pass, we want to fire the missile, which will call our command to fire the weapon. So that's good. What's this? Shooter dot fire cooldown remaining. Oh, that makes sense. There is a cooldown for how quickly you can shoot. All right, so they added the forward cone missile to the kind. All right, let's see what all they changed here. System AI fire, that makes sense. We create our command to fire the weapon, that makes sense. They registered the resources. So max range for firing a missile actually I think should be greater than the laser beam. So we're gonna do 40,000 with an 8-second cooldown. Interesting. All right, let's see if that even comes close to working. If it does, I'm probably going to get fired on immediately and die. Unless I can outmaneuver somehow. Oh, wait, where's my controller? We'll do this. We're going to do this live. All right, I'm ready. Begin. Hey, look at those friendly people out there. It's a 40,000 range, I think, so I got to get a little bit closer. Oh, they're so friendly. Oh, God, that's a missile. Gotta go. I was joking. We're not friends. We're not friends. Okay. I do think the missile needs to fly faster than the fighter. Right now, it's flying at the exact same speed. So let's... we need to fix that. Where do I define that? I define that in... Missile. Missile has a kinetic of 10. Do I double? Do I go like 0, 50, 100, 200? Things are about to start moving much faster. 400, 800. Ooh, that might be too fast. Screw it. We'll do it live. 1600, 3200. Ooh, this might be way too fast. I don't think I can dodge. No, that's way too fast. that's 25,000 meters a second. That means I will die within. You know what? Let's take a look. Let's see what happens. Wait, what is it doing? Wait, stop. No. AI. This is gonna be ridiculous. I will have no chance. I need to, like, start flying away now. Wait, my radar didn't pick up the missiles. Oh, there they are. Oh, but they're still flying just as fast as the enemy aircraft. So it never looks like they leave the aircraft. And I'm also flying fast. Okay, so that didn't work. Because this is a top speed, and this is an acceleration, I think. 200, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I really think this should be like 1,000. 900, 800, 700, 6, 5. Okay, so if I do that, I can then set the player.tres to have a... Oh, my kinetic is 5. Enemy.tres kinetic should also be 5. Honestly, it should probably be like 4. But their missile should be missile.tres should be 10. Maybe not super maneuverable because they fly so fast. All right, let's see what that looks like. Something's not right. Those missiles are just never... They're never leaving the... Can I debug this? Hang on, let's debug this. I think I can debug this. All right, so we have 5 enemies. Can I disable? Is there a way to disable? No. Let's put a breakpoint here. Oh boy. Let's not put a breakpoint yet. Let's continue. Okay, now we need a breakpoint. Put it in the wrong spot. Continue. There we go. All right, so step over. So kinematics is... Nope, that's not the stat. Max speed 500, acceleration 350. This is the entity who should have stats. Okay, so that's a 5. Okay. So continue. Which entity is this? That's a 4. Continue. It's a 4. So, okay, so these are the enemy players. Continue. I need like an ID string on these things so I can more easily figure out what I'm looking at. Continue. Four. Continue. Seven. That's the player. Ten. All right, we found a missile. Okay. So the entity with the missile should have a pretty dang fast... Yeah, max speed of 100. Its current speed is 99. Acceleration of 300. Can I watch this? Is there a way to, like, manage objects? I want to, like, lock onto this and just watch this guy's stats. Is there really no way to do this? What is... Its ID is 983. So I got to remember 983. But it has a current speed, or 205 even. It has a current speed of 99. So then if I step over, oh, what is its throttle at? It should be at 1. Its throttle is 0. The missile needs to have a throttle of 1. If it has 0, it's never going to accelerate. Whoops. I think a missile is like full speed ahead, right? So what does that mean? Does the missile need an engine? Which is like, it's rockets. Missile. The missile does not have an engine. So we'll give it a 1.0 throttle to be 100% speed, 100% acceleration. All right, let's see what that does. Still not doing anything. When the enemy launches a missile, the missile maintains the same speed as the shooter when it should be moving much quicker. I gave it a kinetic of 10 and I just added an engine with 1.0 throttle. Can you verify a fired entity missile should move faster than who shot it? Um, so I gave it a 1.0 throttle. It has 0 brake. Acceleration. All that should be good. Wonder why. Wait a minute. Something. Maybe it's in the command. Oh, found the bug. In process pursuit, the throttle is driven by throttle toward speed, which uses target speed. The default's 100, so the missile only tries to reach 100 units per second, regardless of max speed of 1,000. In command fire weapon, the pursuit maneuver is created without setting target speed, so it's capped at 100. The fix is to give the pursuit the target speed of the entity's max speed. Oh, okay, that makes sense. You want to say hi to the stream, Trill? Or are you just going to chew on my fingers? All right, let's see what that looks like. So when we fire the weapon, we update the max speed. That makes sense. Do we actually need this check though? If the max speed is 0, greater than 0, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, now the missile should come flying at me. Oh, there they go. They've taken off. Now I gotta get out of here. Gotta run. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have no chance. They're gonna kill me. 20 kilometers, or almost 20 kilometers away. I just gotta go. Go, 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 go. I think they still have a timeout of 60 seconds, so I might be okay. I might be okay. I might be okay. Let's see. How 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011. I mean, it's traveling 1,000 kilometers a second, so it's 10 seconds. I'm going as fast as I can. Oh my gosh. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Okay. Whew, it timed out. Ooh, or it detonated. Nope, it timed out. I don't have any impact or detonation effects yet, or health bar or anything, so it's hard to tell if it's like actually timing out or if something's hitting me. Is it still shooting at me? I didn't think about that. Are they still trying to shoot at me? I'm too far away, I think. Okay. So now I need to find out what happened to that boss. So now I can fire back. I can be like, boom, 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 boom. He thought the missile collided. I have not implemented that effect yet. Oh my gosh, my cat is driving me insane. I think he's trying to tell me he's hungry. Ow, he bit me. Hey, Trill, come here. What are you doing? Little twerp. Oh, they fired at me again. Oh, no, 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 no. I wasn't paying attention. All right, so it can reach me in 40 seconds, but I'm accelerating away. Ooh, are they going to die? I forget how much I set my missiles up, how much damage I set the missiles to. Only like 5 damage. Oh, that's definitely an impact. Oh, yeah, let's go! I didn't realize I had it already set up to remove the people I kill. Ooh, that one timed out. Oh, that one timed out. Uh-oh. 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 Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Uh-oh. Hey, what are you doing, cat? Uh-oh. Oh, that's definitely hitting me, isn't it? Okay, it hit me. I think I have I don't know how much health I have. I have... my durable's only at 4. I might only have like 20 health. Alright, I need to fire on these guys again, but they're like 80 kilometers away. And at time... Ooh, I might be able to hit this guy. He is 58. And he is... Or no, that's not... Where's the boss at? I made this guy stealth... Like, I made the boss stealthy on purpose, so you have to actively seek him out. And this whole time I'm like trying to dodge these guys trying to kill me. He could be working his way behind me to blast me with the laser. Oh, that's a missile. Gotta turn. Gotta turn. Gotta turn. Turn, turn, turn. Fly, fly, fly. I think I got him that time. Got him. All right, sweet. I am worried every time I turn my back that the boss is sneaking up behind me. Oh, I didn't get that guy. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, is this going to hit? I think I just got to tank it. All right, I'm going to fire this missile now. Should missiles have a visual cue when they're reach? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So one thing I think I'm going to do is they might either like flash on the screen or I'm just going to detonate them, right? Because in the real world, if a missile runs out of fuel or doesn't reach its target, you don't want it to just fall to the ground so that the enemy can later pick up the weapon and learn from it. So it blows up, right? So I might do that. And so I might do like an animation where if it times out, it will just turn into particles or an explosion or something like that. And honestly, if it times out and explodes near something, that's still damage that it does, right? And then from the perspective of you shooting it, I want to take like this screen here. So this screen is going to be almost like your tool belt. You think of survival crafting games that have like that little tool belt, Minecraft, for instance, of items that you have on you. I think that's what like this screen becomes, right? And so this will show you what you have available, what resources you have, how many missiles you have. And then maybe on this screen, I can display status effects of the weapons that you have already fired so you can keep an eye on it, that kind of thing. I'm not 100% sure yet, though. Oh, that's a good point. So part of this is like, I want to make it to where maybe I don't have a difficulty setting in the mid, like in the menu screen. The difficulty is how much you choose to dodge and avoid versus taking head on, right? I really like the idea of activating hard mode by not doing the obvious. So in this situation, hard mode would be you just never shoot down the enemy players, you only go after the boss. That's really hard because those enemy players are firing on you, right? But I'm going to give you different abilities to eventually like dissipate some of the missiles flying at you. Give you like defensive, what's called like you think of like a flare, right? Maybe you launch something out there that makes the missile follow it instead of you, that kind of thing. But speaking of which, where is the boss? I think the problem is I'm flying too fast for him, and I think the boss needs to fly faster. And I do like the idea of like, oh no, there's still an enemy out there, and I can't find him anywhere because my radar capabilities haven't been upgraded yet, right? I need to upgrade my radar capabilities to get like a 360-degree view because right now I can only see what's in front of me. Or I need to upgrade my radar capabilities that like maybe once a second loops around and does. Oh my god, there he is. Oh no. Oh, that actually scared me. Oh shit. I, I wasn't actually expecting that. Oh no. I'm gonna drop a missile off to go fire. I'm shooting from my butt, even though I really shouldn't be able to do that. But anyway, I think it'd be cool to have like radar upgrades where like sweep for you instead of just looking in front of you. Fortunately, he's too far away from me, so I think the missile's gonna hit him first. Come on, kill him. But oh, he has more health. Oh, I gotta turn back around. And so, like, you can kind of see when it's just the boss, he becomes a lot easier to defeat because nothing else is firing at you. So, I like the idea of hard mode being like, hey, can you defeat this guy without killing those enemies? And maybe you get an achievement for it, that kind of thing. I do need to make him more capable of firing at you. Maybe he also fires weapons at you that you can dodge or defend against, but you can't defend against the ion cannon. Okay, there. Defeated him. All right, so he took 2 missile hits. The enemies took 1 missile hit. I'm wondering if it should be like the enemies need 2 missile hits to kill and the boss needs like 4 missile hits to kill, right? Whew! All right, this is starting to feel like an actual video game, which is exciting because I have never made a game before. That was so cool, and that also freaked me out. I was not expecting the boss to just be there ready for me. Cool. Well, all right. I think this is a great stopping point for me. I need to spend some time thinking about how I want to handle this state management and honestly kind of like weapon loadout, health bar, that kind of thing. What pieces do I have left to actually make this feel like a game? So I'm thinking, I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, so I don't know. I don't know yet. I might be working on a different project tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, state management, need to figure out how to transition that cleanly, and more importantly, figure out how to easily add new state and new logic without having to like implement a bunch of stuff at once. So that's kind of what I'm going to be digging into in my own time, and then I'll get it written up live. But anyway, yeah, so thank you for coming by. Those who stopped by, Joe especially, thanks for chatting with me. I really appreciate it. It was nice hanging out. And I will catch you guys next time.